All right, gentlemen, if you've trained your abs or your body for years on end and you haven't had any results, you still have that single one pack, this video is for you. 2026, you're going to have abs. Don't you worry about a thing. For me, abs have been something that I've had for a long time, but they've never been that great. Never been that good. Now, I feel like I've finally gotten to the point where I'm actually like proud of the abs that I have. Like I have visible abs at resting tone, finally. Okay, so just starting with the truth of the matter, everyone has abs. They're just underneath layers and layers of fluff. Visibility is just not about building your abs or developing the midsection. It's simply about revealing them. It's one of the very few muscles that aren't earned in the gym, but by lifestyle, which kind of sucks because the gym is an hour of your day, maybe 2 to 5 times a week, but the lifestyle, that's every second of your day. So I found that, okay, despite having good genetics and being able to have abs for the better part of my life, I have found that 3 non-negotiables have been the key to taking me from fluffy abs that are kind of there, the lower abs definitely gone, to actually having a very, in my opinion, like decent 6-pack. And more importantly, I just feel confident about it, shirt on or off. So let's walk through those. What are they? The first and most like undeniable part is being anywhere between 9 to 12% body fat. I think that's where I currently sit, somewhere between 10 and 11, I would say. And I am actively trying to get down to single digit, 8, maybe 9, and then just maintain at single, and we'll see how that goes. But looking at 10 to 12 is where you're going to see it at resting, and you're not going to have to like fake flex all the time when your shirt's off, because that's awkward and uncomfortable. And it's really nice now. It's really nice. Like my entire life, I haven't had that effect. I've had, ever since I was in 6th grade, and we would have the pool unit in gym class, I'd be flexing my abs with the shirt off, looking like an absolute idiot probably, because everyone can tell that you're flexing. Everyone can tell. The way that you talk sounds different. The way that you carry yourself is different. It's such a weight off my shoulders to just be able to walk or sit or stand and not have to flex when I'm at the pool, when I'm at the beach. And 10 to 12% body fat somewhere in there, and lower, of course, is what's going to get you that. Easier said than done, though. When it comes to shape, genetics are everything, unfortunately. So let me show you. For example, I have an uneven 6-pack. Ab goes here, comes up, comes over. You can't do anything about that. Whether you have 6, whether you have 8, whether you have 1, just kidding, not about the 1. That's just determined in your genetic lottery, as are most things, honestly. So height, face, propensity to put on muscle and respond to resistance training. Okay, I digress. I'm not coping, guys, I promise. And the reason why I focus on percentage as opposed to you have to be, if you're 5'7", 130 pounds, is because the composition matters much more than the weight on the scale does. Weight on the scale is only generally helpful to track as you lose your weight. So whether you're looking at 1 pound a week, that seems to be a pretty reasonable way to approach the weight loss situation, assuming your body's not primed to be able to recomp, because then you'll be gaining mass at the same time. And then it goes back to the composition thing. So I would say worry less about the number on the scale, even if you're actively cutting and it's not going down, but you are seeing the results that you want in the mirror. You're seeing the fat come flying off your body, because that's what my 6-month transformation has been. I started at 160 and I am now currently at 144. I'd estimate I went from 18 to about 10% body fat in that time. But if you do the math of a pound per week, 6 months times 4 is 24. That would have mean that I should have lost 24 pounds, but obviously I didn't. Okay, I think we can move on to the next one. Second is talking about the nutrition without extremes. This avoids the crash dieting. This avoids the you get progress. Maybe you'll lose a couple percentage points in body fat over a shorter amount of time, but then you just can't do it anymore. You can't take it, and you're driven insane. So then you have to eat, and then you rebound. You don't need keto. You don't need fasting. You don't need hard parameters or misery. Sure, these tools can absolutely help. And if your body is going to respond very well to those things, maybe it's worth exploring and figuring out. But genuinely, calorie awareness matters supremely. understanding what you burn on a daily basis, understanding how activity offsets things for you, as well as knowing what kind of a calorie deficit to subject yourself to, what you're mentally able to take, and that, because that will speed up the timeline or slow it down, as well as what you're physically, what you respond best to in terms of how you can maintain your frame, maintain your mass, things like that. For me, what I have found to be extraordinarily helpful, I've tried the straps, I've tried the watches, the Oura Ring. For me, I've felt very confident, and it's just made keeping track of my overall burn, as well as what 6, 10, 12,000 steps gets me throughout any given day. I feel like it's been really helpful to have that data to inform my dieting strategy. Or I guess not even dieting strategy, just nutrition strategy. Along with the calories, if you're going to be losing weight, especially if you are recruiting the aid of pharmaceuticals such as Ozempic, tirzepatide, retatrutide, protein is an absolute must. And getting your 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight is going to be crucial to maintain your lean mass. Because otherwise, sure, you might have that six-pack shredded look at the midsection from the sternum down. But if you don't have that V taper, if you don't have lean mass and decent arms, good back, chest, delts, all those things to accompany it, it's not really worth it. You kind of just have the gamer build at that point. And the last thing in the nutrition realm is just consistency. See, if I were to incur an extremely significant, like a 1,500 calories deficit, 1,000 calorie deficit for these 6 months, I would be so cooked. I couldn't do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Going slower and steadier, I think somewhere around the 500 to 700 calorie deficit is kind of what I've averaged throughout the past 6 months. Finding what's sustainable for you and then sticking to it, that's going to be better. Like the best diet is just the one that you can stick to. The best nutrition plan is one you can stick to, and the best calorie deficit is the one that you can maintain. Because we're in this for the long game. We're not in it to crash diet and drop the body fat, get our dream body, and lose it in 6 months afterwards. If you can't sustain it for 12 weeks, if you can't sustain it, I might not necessarily recommend a 6-month cut, but based on where I started, where I want to get to go, that's just what I'm doing. And I feel like I've been able to hold on to lean mass well enough over that long-term deficit. I have had some refeeds strategically, AKA I just get really bad cravings and I succumb to them. But you can't beat biology, man. My body's telling me something. Third, non-negotiable is going to be daily movement and cardio. But distilling that down even further, prioritizing daily movement over more workouts. So for me, I did start my cut with 5 workouts a week and no cardio at all. Then I went to 3 lifts a week and 2 running sessions. That lasted maybe a month, maybe a month and a half. And then I got hurt. My knee started to hurt because on a deficit, your body's not able to recover as well. And you're more injury prone, all those kind of things. And so then I realized, this isn't going to work long term. Maybe for some it does, absolutely, to sustain high volume training, high output training, getting a high RPE, really like lifting and pushing heavy weights while they're in a deficit, as well as pushing themselves cardiovascularly. I just wasn't primed for that because I'm not a cardio guy. I've never been a cardio guy up until this cut because I've had to be. So then I was like, okay, what's my last option? What's the lowest effort option I could do? And then I just realized it was, okay, 2 45 to 60 minute walks at 2.3 miles an hour while I work at my desk. Do that twice a day. If you don't have a walking pad, like that's the biggest way to hack it, in my opinion, because I'm able to do the stuff that I'm already doing. It's not taking extra time. I'm literally like biohacking my way to it. I'm stacking things strategically. But even if you don't have a walking pad, going and just finding time before work to do a walk, after work to do a walk, parking further away from the grocery store, taking the longer routes through the things that you have to do, not taking the elevators, not taking the escalators. You can absolutely program more movement in to get you either to 12,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps a day. I would say somewhere between 8 to 14,000 is kind of the working range, depending on how try hard you want to go. But I would say absolutely no lower than 8 every single day, or an equivalent calorie burn. So sure, if you're not getting your 8,000 steps, making sure you're doing something to get you to that level of burn or activity in any given day of the week. The nice thing with walking is that it's low intensity, easy on the joints. Your body doesn't necessarily give you a massive hunger spike like it does with higher zone cardio. And it's just a lot more recovery friendly when you're on a cut. That's why I think walking is perfect. Sometimes I will throw on a weighted vest to accelerate, get more bang for my buck, but very rarely. Okay, so I know I said 3 non-negotiables. I don't know why I said 3 non-negotiables, because I feel like this last one is like the most non-negotiable. But I'm just going to throw it as an honorable mention instead. That is going to be sleep and recovery. That's the secret. The hormonal secret is going to be sleep and recovery. Sleep is, you've heard it said before, the number one thing that you can do. There is no drug out there that can outpace the benefits of sleep. If you're not sleeping well, your body just will not lose fat. It's going to be like, sorry, not going to lose fat, not going to build muscle. We're going to do the exact opposite of what you're looking to do. So prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is an absolute must. It's a must. I probably average 7. Yeah, I want more. I definitely want more. How stressed you are throughout a given day, a given week, that is also going to impact your ability to recomp your body, gets your abs going. If you're drinking, that's a massive one. If you are drinking, don't drink beer. Don't drink sugary drinks and cocktails. That's just like a double whammy on your body and saying absolute F you to your ability to lose fat and gain muscle. If you are going to drink, try to keep it really clean. Try to stick to tequila, to vodka, just straight out of the bottle. No mixers. It just sucks because like everything you mix it with, even if you chose a Diet Coke, like you're still getting caffeine, and when you're drinking, it's probably typically at closer to bedtime. It's probably at night. And then when you introduce the caffeine, that's going to tank your sleep. When you introduce the alcohol, that's also going to tank your sleep. Moral of the story is drink responsibly, sleep, just rest, because you cannot outwork or outtrain terrible recovery. It just doesn't work. When it comes to training the abs, not a whole ton that you really have to do. If you'd like to kind of maximize your genetic potential, you don't want to grow the waist, because then you'll lose your V-taper and you'll build that ogre midsection. What you want to do is simply refine it and create more pop within the abs, within the separation. So doing things that target the lower abs, I would say, is, if you could only choose one, I would choose that, because the lower abs are more of the unobtainium than the uppers. The uppers show first, typically. They show more definition first. Once you start to see the veins at the bottom, then you know you're getting pretty dang close, or you're already there, depending on what your goal is. So prioritizing movements like hanging leg raises, dragon flags are huge, reverse crunches. I do like planks. That kind of just targets the entire midsection. I also, if you're wanting to get more of the uppers, I enjoy the grabbing the rope and then doing the bent over kind of crunches with it. 3 sets of 10 soap drops. That's the framework that we're going to follow this year to get our abs for the very first time, or to get them back if you let them go. But no longer do you have to miss them. You just follow these simple steps and then you'll see them again, like a long lost friend. So to break it down, eat like an adult, just plain and simple. Don't be snacking all day. Don't be eating all these junk processed foods. Move daily, train intentionally and hard, but recover and sleep like your life depends on it. And then just repeat this for at least 90 days. I think the mindset of like chasing the 6-pack, chasing abs, makes it even harder because you're so focused on it. I think when you're just holistically, when you're looking at what you're doing, at the strategy and the approach, as opposed to the outcome and the end, you can enjoy the journey more. And that's what fitness and health and looking good and feeling good, that's what it's all about. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What has been the thing that's been holding you back the most? Love to hear in the comment section. Thanks for your time here. I hope that this video was helpful. And that maybe even just one of these strategies you're going to pick up and start with and try. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will see you in the next one. And yeah, we'll be back. I'll be posting Sundays and Tuesdays is the goal. See you guys.